good, BFM? This is Big Tone coming at you from Bigtoneproductions, Beats and Feasts. Hey guys, it's Friday. It's time for another cooking video. Today we're going to be doing a chicken and mushroom and a creamy garlic parmesan sauce. Oh my God, it's wonderful. It's enough to make you smack your mama. No, I ain't going to do that, but it's wonderful, guys. This is perfect for a weekday night. It's a one-pot meal and super flavorful. All right, guys, before I even get started, you know how I get down. Go ahead and smack the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys, and turn on your notifications so you know exactly when I post a video, which is every Friday. All right, guys, let's get started with the one-pot meal. All right, guys, so to get started, as I always do, I have to give you my supporting cast here. All right, so we're going to get started with my pink Himalayan sea salt. I got my black pepper, a little bit of basil, and some thyme. I can't leave out my lye seasoning salt. Then I got some minced garlic. So this is also some prepackaged mushrooms. And then this is my star. This is my secret weapon. This is my Philadelphia cream cheese. You got to use this in this recipe. I'm demanding that. Don't use the knockoffs. It does not taste the same. And then, of course, I got some chicken stock or chicken broth, a little bit of EVO. And then in this, I have some just some chopped up onions and bell peppers. I use one onion and one bell pepper. You can use any color you want. I just happen to have this orange one laying around. All right, guys, and then I also have a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and then I have half and half. You can use heavy cream, or you can also use just regular milk. I prefer half and half. This is nothing more than a thickening agent here. This is some cornstarch. I'll show you how to use that in a moment. And then we have the star of the show. This is just some boneless, skinless chicken breast. I just cut them in half. They were quite large, so that cuts down on the cooking time. But you can use whether you want skin on or bone in. That's totally up to you. So we're just gonna basically season these up. I'm using my pink Himalayan sea salt, and I season them very generously. Okay, guys. All right, and then we also have my black pepper here, just regular black pepper. And if you watch my other videos, you know that my hand is heavy when it comes to black pepper. All right, and then we have our basil. I love the flavor of basil. All right, guys, and then we're gonna add my thyme. Sprinkle a little thyme on it. All I got is thyme on my hands. Sorry about it for the bad jokes. But in any case, so that's really all it is to seasoning. I'm gonna flip them over and do them exactly the same way. Make sure you generously season these so you can, you got to enforce that flavor in your chicken. Chicken is such a bland piece of meat, but if you can enforce that flavoring in there with your spices, oh, it's wonderful, guys. Again, with my pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, and we got my black pepper again. While I'm doing this, I'm going to turn on my cooker here. My hot plate. This is my Copper Chef Pro, guys. If you have time, go get one. They are wonderful. It's been my best friend along with my pressure cooker for the last year. I love it. And my basil. I love me some basil. And then we got my thyme. And then we're going to put on my lies. I think I forgot to put lies on the other side. I'm going to flip them back over and add my lies to the other side. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to miss the lies. All right, guys. So you make sure your pan is hot, because you want that beautiful golden sear that is going to come from having a hot pan. So I'm going to crank this up here. And I've already added my little bit of EVO here. So I'm going to let this get hot here. In the meantime, we're going to have a little bit of story time. No, we're not. Just playing. I'll be right back showing you searing it off, okay? Alright, so we're just going to simply add the chicken to my searing hot pan here. You'll be able to hear it. There we go. That's what we're looking for, that nice sear sound. So I'm just going to add the 4 chicken breasts here. And guys, a little secret to searing off any kind of meat or protein. Let it do its thing. Don't go in there and start moving it around and start touching it and all that. It doesn't create a caramelized bottom. So let it sear, let it do its thing, and then you can turn it over after a couple minutes as it's been searing nice and hard. So we're gonna let this sear off just for a little bit. I have more chicken breast I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do those off camera. So we're gonna let this sear. I'll be right back here in just a minute and show you as I flip them. So like I said, let it do its thing. So as you can see, these have been searing. I'm gonna turn them over. Look at that nice brownness that they give. Let it sit, let it sit. Now, when I do this, I wanna cook them, but I don't wanna cook them all the way through. I don't wanna cook them all the way through because I'm gonna put these back in the pan with the other ingredients and let them cook and let them simmer for a long time. So you just wanna get the nice sear on the outside. I just wanted to show you guys that as they were searing. As you can see, they've gotten that nice brown caramelization on the outside. So we're gonna let these continue to sear. I got 2 other chicken breasts I'm gonna do off camera, and then we'll be back and I'll show you what I add next. Okay, guys? Anyway, as you can see, guys, now I added my onions and my bell pepper and letting them caramelize a little bit here until the onions get a nice little bit of translucency here. And it's just about there. You can see the onions turning a little bit clear. So next we're going to add my mushroom. Let me get it all. Quit running away from me. Let me discard that, guys. All right. So after, and I did this on purpose, I'm going to add the garlic now. You don't want to add the garlic when you add the onions and the bell peppers because garlic has a tendency to burn much quicker. So I'm going to add roughly about 2 tablespoons of garlic to this. Two heaping tablespoons. I love my garlic. If you watch my other videos, you know I love my garlic. So we're going to cook this down here. Now this is going to take about maybe 5 or 10 minutes, so I'll be right back and I'll show you when it's ready to add the rest of it. Okay, guys? As you can see, the mushrooms, the onions, and the bell pepper are nicely caramelized here. So now I'm going to do a little technique that all the little food chef and Food Network people use. I'm going to do a little bit of deglazing. I call it just pouring in some chicken broth. But anyway, we're going to do a little bit of deglazing here with the chicken broth. Probably going to use here, as you know, I cook basically by sight and by taste. But I'm pouring in probably right here is about 2 cups, maybe 2 cups. It depends how much chicken breast you have. So you really got to take notice here. So that's why I cook by sight and I also cook by taste. I'm going to pour in a little bit more here. And you guys will never believe it. I went to this store that's near here where I live in Indianapolis, and it's called Meyer. I don't know if you have one close to you or not, but this is the only chicken breast or chicken broth that they had. They had everything else was low sodium. They didn't have regular, so I had to get this large container. I don't know. Is there a shortage on chicken broth? I don't know. But anyway, just a little fun fact to know and tell. All right, so we got the chicken broth in here. All the little bits of goodness are off the bottom of the pan here. So we're going to let that simmer down here for just a little bit. I'm going to turn it up just a tad. And we're going to let that simmer down. And at that point, I'm going to add my secret ingredient. So now it's time for the fun part. This is my secret ingredient. As I told you earlier, Philadelphia cream cheese. This makes it so rich, so creamy, and it has a very particular taste. Pretty much like the same taste you're going to get with a beef stroganoff. But it's more, you'd have to taste it. So come on through the TV and taste it. So anyway, I'm going to add that to my mushrooms and my onions and bell peppers here. I'm chopping it up a little bit to make it easier to melt. So we're gonna let that melt down just a minute here. Get nice and creamy on this. It's gonna clump up at first. Don't be alarmed if you try this. It'll smooth itself out here. All right, we're gonna give that just a few minutes. This is getting nice and creamy. It's developed some of its color. So now I'm gonna add about a cup full of cream, or sorry, half and half in this case. That's about a cup. And like I said, I will eyeball it a little bit more, but that's about a cup. I'll probably add just a tad bit more. And we're gonna let that cook down just a little bit. So you can see the creaminess that I was talking about in the beginning. It's super, super creamy. And all those little bits and goodnesses that were on the bottom of the pan, they're in there. That's what makes it. That's exactly what makes it. So I'm gonna add just a tad bit more. About another half a cup. Set this to the side, guys. Now we're gonna let this come to a simmer. Surprise! Anyway, so as you can see, man, this is thickening up really, really, really nice. It's nice and creamy. So the next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little bit of a thickening agent. We're gonna do what's called a slurry. If you're not familiar with the slurry, all it is a liquid of some sort. Some people use water. In this case, I'm using chicken stock or chicken broth. So I'm gonna put about one heaping tablespoon and about one normal tablespoon here into some chicken broth. And then I'm just gonna stir it up. Some people will use a roux with flour and oil of some sort. I'm just gonna use a slurry. It's nice, quick, and easy. So all we're gonna do is take that, and by the way, I wanna make sure you understand this. You have to start with a cold liquid. If you start with a hot liquid, it will automatically start to clump up. So that's why I didn't add the cornstarch to this liquid. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pour this in, get it to thicken just a little bit, and I'm gonna let you guys see it thicken up here, okay? I didn't pour it all in. I just poured some of it just so I could see how thick it needs to get. As you can see, I'm sure you can see this. It's thickening up nicely. So while it's thickening up, I'm just gonna simply, sorry for the banging, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit to low, and then I'm gonna add the chicken back. Get it nice and covered there. All the chicken in there. Excuse me for my lips. Oh, that sauce is awesome, guys. Enough to make you smack your mama. No, that's not going to do that. But anyway, we're going to cover it up here. And you can see the sauce has gotten really, really thick. So I'm going to turn this up again to about medium. And all I'm going to do now, sorry for the banging again, is just put the lid on it. I'm going to let it simmer for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Then I'll show you the finished product, guys, okay? As you can see, oh, where'd my utensil go? As you can see, it's been boiling, or it's been simmering down. The chicken's in there, nice and incorporated. Ah, it looks so good. So the last thing I'm going to add to this is I'm going to add a little bit of my Parmesan. Well, before I'm going to do that, I'm going to add my spinach. So I got some baby spinach here. I just buy the spinach in the bag. So I got some baby spinach here, and I'm just going to sprinkle that in. Turn the heat up a little bit. This takes no time. So the spinach is just going to simply just wilt in there. Set that off to the side. Let me go ahead and mix it in here just a little bit. So the spinach is going to wilt into it. And I'm not a big fan of spinach, guys, in dishes. But when I put it in dishes like this, I love it. So You know, you guys might want to try it. You can do it with or without the spinach, is my preference. So you can see the spinach is just wilting down in there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of Parmesan to this. All right, guys. So the Parmesan is in there. The spinach is in there. It's looking good, looking good. So I'll be right back with the finished plate, guys. All right, guys, so I'm back with the finished product. Oh, my God, I want to slap. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to slap my mama. Anyway, guys, this is a finished product. Another perfection on the plate, guys. This is so quick, so easy, so flavorful. You use one single pan, guys. One single pan. Can you imagine how quick that will be to get it ready for your family on a weeknight? This is wonderful, guys. This is my chicken and mushroom over our garlic Parmesan creamy sauce, guys. This is wonderful. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a bite. I don't need a knife. All I got is a fork here. Oh my God, this is wonderful. I'm gonna try to get some rice in here. Now you can put this over rice, put it over a noodle. I mean, you can do so much with it. You can serve it over nothing. It's wonderful, however you want to do it. Oh my God, guys. Use that Philadelphia cream cheese. That gives it that little bit of tang, guys. This is wonderful. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. Turn on your notifications. I post a video every single Friday. Hey, guys, this is Big Tone signing off. Peace.